feet up on the dash.
Hey, it's Mads and welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday. How are you? I'm so happy to have you. Welcome. We have surpassed 1,000 subscribers here on this channel, which is crazy, which was like first half of the year goal. So we're already there, so we're cruising. We're having a good time. I'm so happy to have you. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, girl, get on the train. We're leaving without you, so you might as well hop on. We have a good time here. That was a cat. I was sitting on the couch this morning drinking my little drinks. You know, as girls do, the one for energy, the one for fun, and the one for hydration. Sitting there, watching a little bit of Netflix, having a good little time. I decided that I would watch the new Witcher season, you know, and I was watching it. Girl, when I saw those pants on Yennefer, I thought they were a skirt. I thought those pants were a skirt, and I went, oh, that's pretty, impractical. But like, she's a girly pop, she slays, she does what she wants. And then when she did that fight scene and I realized they were pants, I said, I need those. I need a pair of those skirt pants. So, welcome stage left. Black stretch fabric and a ribbon. We're gonna make up. This is a super simple DIY. It is really easy. These pants are sometimes referred to as culottes, sometimes referred to as wrap pants. I've seen them being referred to as monk pants, and I think they've been around the block for a while. This is not something new, but I needed them. So we're gonna make some today. The fabric that I'm using is just a super simple black stretch. I have about 3 meters or a little over 3 yards here. I won't be using that much. I'm thinking I'll probably be using about 2. And I also have some black ribbon that we're going to use as ties for the wrap pants. These will be part of the wrapping of the wrap pants, okay? Let's get my station set up for sewing and we can begin.
Before I can cut into anything, because we're not using a pattern, I'm going to just take a couple of quick measurements. First being the length, where I want it to sit, how close to the floor I want it to be, my waist measurement, which I am going to use to figure out the width of each piece, and a crotch measurement. This will determine how high up the pants are going to sit. I am going for a pretty high-waisted look, so my measurement is a little bit longer, but you just divide it by 2 and that's the waist. While I'm getting these measurements put onto the fabric, I'm just making sure it's nice and even, and I eventually put my cutting pad underneath here so that I can use my rotary cutter to get a nice straight line. I find that using my rotary cutter is the best way to cut fabric like this. It goes through really easily and I'm able to get a nice, clean, even cut in stretch fabric.
Now that I have my front and my back pieces, I'm going to use that inseam measurement or the crotch measurement that I made earlier. I like things really high-waisted, so I'm going to be doing 15 inches here. Play with that, like whatever you like. I have a long torso, so I like it when things come up and hit me right in the waist, especially if I'm tying them. And I like having a lot of room there, so I went with like a 30-inch measurement, dividing that by 2, and that gives me 15. So the bottom of my U that I'm gonna make of my crotch is going to be 15. I'm gonna just pop a pin there so I know where that spot is. And then I'm gonna go on the top edge, and I'm gonna go at about 5.5-ish inches and put a pin there as well. And then this is the only like tricky part of this whole thing. We need to connect both of these points, the bottom of our crotch and the top of our waist together with a U shape. You want this to be one fluid U and be as futzy about it as possible. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it is really the only futzing we're gonna do. And you know your girl loves to futz about something, so we might as well futz about the one. What you got there, bud? What you got? Hairball, or it's his little catnip puck. If there's gonna be something I wanna futz about, I'm gonna futz about it. And just so you guys can see on the camera, I've got this pin at my crotch measurement, so the 15 inches, and then I have this one at
5. I just used my mat to measure this. It has all the measurements on it already. It's just a unique mat. Oh, hi, baby. Hi, honey. It's a unique mat. I just got this at my local fabric store. It's not sponsored. I just like it. Oh, I kicked these because I'm going to use my handy dandy rotary cutter to cut everything out here. For the second one here, I'm using this cut piece that I cut on the last one as like a guide, just so that I know they're both even. I've just laid it on here, pinned it, and I'm just gonna cut along this edge with my rotary blade. That way I know that they're pretty much the same and I don't have to re-guess. I futzed a lot with this one, so I'm gonna use that to have this other one match it really well.
Now that I have everything cut out, I am laying it out on my table to line up the center of both pieces with the U shape there. I'm gonna place a pin starting in the center and working my way side to side to make sure it's even and I'm not like putting them in a weird spot and attaching them all weird.
Pinned up, I'm just gonna run it through my sewing machine really quickly. Nothing fancy, just gonna do a nice little securing stitch. I am going to double stitch it, so I'm gonna go about in and make my first seam, and then on the inside of that, about maybe 3/8 of an inch on the other side, I'm going to put another seam, just a reinforcing crotch seam. I'm really hard on my clothes. I'm wild, I'm feral out there, and especially in this sort of type of garment, I get real antsy. So I think I can work miracles in them and do anything, and I decided I can do parkour, which I can't. But I feel like I can when I wear garments like this. So we're just gonna add an extra security stitch so that I don't bust them open. Hi, Moo.
Last step in the creation of these pants, now that I have this seam done, is to attach the ribbon to the 4 sides, if you will. On each side, front and back, it will get a chunk of ribbon. To do this, I just cut the ribbon in half and those pieces in half again. Now I have 4 even ribbon segments. The ribbon was super easy to use and it meant that I didn't have to make extra straps. And I like the contrast that the ribbon gives to the fabric. It makes it look a little bit more polished and put together.
Okay, here's how it looks. I have my ribbon, my quarter ribbon piece sandwiched in there and pinned. And then I just put a couple pins along the way to keep it nice and even, and I did the same on this side. Now, this fabric is really forgiving, and I am just pulling the hem, like the edge of it, to roll the hem. I am not actually finishing any of these seams because this type of fabric doesn't really require it, and I like that look better. Like, I feel like it looks more casual that way, so that's what we will be doing. And for this hem, I'm not gonna go all the way across. I am just going to go back and forth in a little box here on where the ribbons are attached and leave this a very natural, like, flimsy hem. I do have it pinned just to make sure it's nice and even for the ribbons, but I'm not going to be putting a stitch all the way along. I like the look of it being kind of one piece and simpler, and I don't want any extra hems where I don't need them. Okay, so I've sewn that on, and I did it in blue thread instead of black, just so that on camera, hopefully you can see it. Ideally, if you were gonna make these, you would do it with black thread, but I've done blue just to show you and make it easier. And it's not gonna matter to me if it's blue or black. In the end, I'm not gonna notice. So I've done a box here. Is it a perfect box? No. Is it beautiful and do I love it? Yes. I just went around in a box here to attach this ribbon to the end, and that will keep this whole side rolled over. Now I'm just gonna repeat that on all the 4 other corners, and then we can put them on and see how they fit.
the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in all conversations, oh. Cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken. Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up cause nothing was changing. But with you it's so clear, and now that you're here I see colors in every spectrum. Guess I finally learned my lesson.
I am ready to feel like Yennefer. I'm ready to do it. If you don't know how to put these on, it's super easy. I just have some shorts on. You don't need to wear shorts, but I just have some on because I'm putting this on the internet and y'all don't need to see all of that. So the pants don't really have a front or a back. They just kind of are. And, oh, I have a pin somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a pin somewhere. Okay. So it depends on where you want the seam to be. Like if you want it to, the wrap to be more in the back and the front to be flat, or if you want it to be in the front. I like the tie to be in the front. That's just like what I prefer. But you could totally make it so that it ties in the back. It's just gonna be the opposite way that you do it. So if you want the tie in the front, you're gonna take your first side and tie it around in the back like this. And then this is the fun part. All of this goes through your legs and up and around. I feel like a pirate when I do this. There they are. And see how it kind of wraps around the bottom there? And then this part comes from the back to the front. Pants! Skirt pants! Oh my god. So cute. Got them tied up. Oh wow! Oh, these are cool. Okay. These are so cool. Should we call my grandma and see what she thinks? She was really excited about this. Let's call her. Hi. Just so you know, your voice will be used. I made those pants I was talking about.
Oh, well,
Want to see?
Have a boo.
Look at them.
Oh, Madison, you've got them on.
Yeah, look it.
I love them.
Right? Aren't they cute?
Oh my God, those are so cute.
Right. I've got shorts on
Yeah,
because filming.
you're right.
But aren't they so cute? I can run.
Yeah.
All right, friends. This project is on the books. She is done. I'm so happy with her. These pants are so comfortable. I picked the right kind of fabric. The ribbon is a really nice, simple, easy way to like get around having to make straps and do less sewing. This literally was 2 seams because I double seamed the inside of the U shape, and literally that's it. And then the little boxes on the straps to attach them. So it was a super easy, beginner-friendly project. I saw them on the screen and I said, I know I can make these, and I made them. Look at me go. And you can do it too. Like, that is so fun. I love being able to see something and recreate it with a little bit of Googling and the help of a sewing machine. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I had so much fun. If you are not already, please subscribe down below. We are so happy to have you. Welcome to the team. I will see you guys next Sunday. Let me grab you a cat before we go. Hold please. Who would you like to see? Would you like to see Linny? Because I don't have to grab her. If I turn you around, Linny's gonna be right there. Look. Oh, who's a good girl? She's super rare. She doesn't come out very often. She doesn't like being on camera, so don't spook her. But she likes to sit out here and sit on her little bed in front of the window and have a little nap. And she has, if she'll let me show, she's a finicky one and she might let me show you. Oh yeah, good girl. She's got her little patch, little white patch, and that's her little pearl. Good girl, Missy. Love you.